What trophy is back there, Shaun Alexander?
That is the 2005 NFL MVP.
It's huge. It's a huge trophy.
I've been talking with Hasselbeck, Max Strong, Walter Jones. Everybody's just super excited about, these next 2 weeks and hopefully winning another Super Bowl. And so we just been talking about since we were there, this will be the fourth Super Bowl in 20 years. We're very proud of that because the 20 years before we all got there, it was not happening like that. So, so this is great.
Watching this game was so unbelievable, and I could not help but think of your NFC title performance. 20th anniversary, by the way, your 132-yard, 2-touchdown masterclass against the Panthers. Stay with me. We're at question 2 on here. Let's go. Let's show it. It's obviously Julius Peppers, the whole bit. Talk me through this.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So, when we played them the year before, they were having a lot of issues with our stretch run. And so I just said, hey, just get me out there. We're going to play the game and just go in there. And everything was moving. You can see the twitch. I wanted to get us in the Super Bowl real quick, and so it was good. And we're playing against Stephen Smith, their receiver. So, you have to go out there and get that thing going fast against a guy like him because he made so many plays offensively. And we got the 12s in really, really early, scored early, and we gave them problems.
You and Steve went back and forth in that one. I remember it very well. And then this game, it was so exciting to have like that first game. I was like, okay, let's perk it up for the NFC Championship game. And then Sam did his thing. Stafford did his thing. What stuck out to you most in your MVP eyes watching this game?
I think that Kenneth Walker, he just does so many good things in the tackle. So he had like a couple of plays that you're just not paying attention, and then boom, he hits the 5-yard run that carries on a drive just a little bit longer than Sam. Play action throws it, hits Jackson, and next we got a good drive together. So I'm just really proud of how they've been yin and yang together really well this year. It felt like, our year, Daryl Jackson was that receiver that, he just doesn't get the credit of being as good as he was. But Jackson this year is just, man, he's killing it. Super proud of him. He's putting that work on people every single week. And Sam's just doing what we know he can do. Like he was a first-round pick, a high pick out of high school to go to USC, a high pick from that to get to the pros. He's that guy when he takes a little thing. And the thing is just ball security. He's putting it in the right guy's hands. He's got just enough swag to make sure that we get to the top, and he's being himself, and it's going to be a lot of fun watching him play in the Super Bowl. So super proud of him.
We'll get to Sam here in a second. You mentioned Kent. Did you see that juke?
Did I say that? Oh yeah. That was ridiculous. As soon as he said it, my boys were like, "Oh my gosh, they dressed him!" So it's great, man. You put that foot in the ground, pick it up. It's hard for linebackers to try to come in and be aggressive with a guy like him because he can run hard right at you, but then he knows how to just get you to the off shoulder. And that linebacker missed bad. It was great.
Oh,
great
I know. I'm so sorry to Omar Spites on that one. That was not sorry we're strolling though. That's what it is. He's a free agent, K9.
Yeah.
How high on the list for John Schneider, who was living his best life, as he well should, Mr. Executive of the Year? How high on the list of priority should Kenneth Walker be?
I think he's big. I think just like anything, the business is the business, but I think he's the kind of guy that if we had to, and which we're going to have to do in the Super Bowl, is ride him and only him. He'll put up the 100 yards, the 2 touchdowns, and win us a Super Bowl. And I think for that, you got to go. He's actually in the same situation I was when I went to Super Bowl, where the money's on the line, and then he's going to come through. So he gets one more win than I had, and it's going to be awesome.
Darnold and Stafford, third down efficiency was working on both sides. Like I'm thinking like the heartbreak for Stafford. And when you perform at that level and you don't win, just crazy. And maybe he thought, I'll win and it'll be this walk-off moment, or I'll play poorly and I'll know it's time to leave the game. And he can't. But when it comes to this third down efficiency, Stafford went 0-6. Sam went 6 of 9 for 102 yards. and a touchdown. What stood out to you about Sam thriving on those critical downs?
I think that, when you have everybody all speaking negative against you, you either one fold under pressure or you get back into, well, what am I really good at? And he was good at, getting his shoulders downfield and throwing it. So if you see like this game, very intentional, flipping the hips, stepping into the throws. If he doesn't have it, run, put himself in a good position, but very intentional about where he was throwing the ball, looking guys off, flipping the hips, throwing it. You know what I mean? And that's the game. And so he went back to almost like the basics of being a good quarterback. And man, he was ready. Coaches prepared him well, and he let himself loose in that game. It was great.
Yeah, you're in a tough spot, my friend. I don't envy you because you love the Seahawks.
I know what you're gonna say.
Well, you love the Seahawks. You come out here, you are someone who loves the franchise, is close to the franchise, did everything the right way. And then there's Drake Maye, who was a 2022 Shaun Alexander Freshman Player of the Year, starting in a Super Bowl. His second year, somebody who you have told me on this very program that you keep up with and communicate with. So what is that going to look like for you, my friend?
It is wild, having, as I would call him, my nephew, play so well this year. So proud of him. To know, one of the things we said in this AFC Championship is like, go be you and go win the game. If you, it's crazy if the brother's not there. Use your legs. You're a way better of an athlete than everybody's going to ever give you credit for. And what's he do? He goes and gets it done. So, so super proud of him. Super excited for him. I know we've got the #1 defense, in Seattle. So I want him to somehow have a good game.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
But lose.
Yeah, but lose. I mean,
you want Drake to lose.
I mean, you got to pick a side. You know what I'm saying? So, but if he has the greatest, second year game, second career, then in history, then that'd be great. I do have like this little nervousness about the Seahawks.
Tell me.
Because Drake's in the same situation Ben Roethlisberger was when they played against us. And so I'm going to say to the Seahawks several times, don't take the offense for granted. Like we got beat by a quarterback run and a trick play reverse pass. You know what I mean? Like,
Drake can run.
And so but I think the Seahawks defense is going to be very, very effective. And I hope that Drake and them get many, many more times at this thing, just not against the Seahawks. So, but I think he's going to play well. But he's that dude. I'm very proud of him.
I know you're proud of him. You know him very well. He is getting crazily crushed on social media, Shaun. Let me explain. Mm-hmm. People are questioning his playoff statistics, his impact on the game. He didn't do much. He's being carried by his defense through the playoffs. Mm-hmm. They didn't play anybody. What a cakewalk for Drake Maye to the Super Bowl. What would you like to, as someone who knows Drake Maye, what would you like to say to those people?
I would like to say that there's often times where somebody's skill set makes it look like it's easier than what it is. This is still the NFL. The greatest athletes, the best defense, the best athletes play defense, you know what I mean? And he's got his team in the Super Bowl. Like, we don't have to take for granted. He's thrown many big balls, big deep throws to go make plays happen. He is that dude, and it's his second year. And so there is no, this is easy to get to.
Second coach.
Yeah, second year, second coach. That we just can't make it look like all of a sudden it's just, he flippantly got him to the Super Bowl. It doesn't happen like that. There's the things that he needs to do that makes his team win. And there's the things that he has to do that he has to take ownership on himself to keep getting better. Is he, the greats that I played with, Peyton and Tom right out the gate? No, it's his second year. They wasn't
Tom
even who they were.
wasn't Tom out the gate, yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, but where he is, very proud of him. And I think that he deserves to be here, and he deserves all this MVP mention because he's had a great year.
When you look at, I'm looking at these are the defenses that they had to get through, right? And you can say, well, they got gifted Jarrett Stidham and all of that. I think he didn't mess it up. He didn't turn the ball over in the moments.
Right.
And that takes a level of self-restraint and not pressing and saying, don't let me ruin this. It's almost as if, and I was joking about this to open the show, like if you want to be considered a credible threat at quarterback, you better not have a good defense. Because if you're Jalen Hurts and you have a good defense, like you must not. But Patrick Mahomes, after the defense carried him. So like, there's this. If you're not, I don't even know what it is. If you're not Josh Allen carrying a defense, like you're not good. Like you have to have a bad defense to be considered a good quarterback. I can't math that.
Yeah, it's weird because the running back say the same thing. If your quarterback's too good, the running back mustn't be okay.
100%.
You're like, wait, what are we doing? Like, like great players put it together. And when you're playing great, that's just what it is. You're playing great. Like stats show stuff, wins show stuff. The good plays and that they show stuff, like, so let those be what they are. Drake's in a great place. And we're really proud of him. He was our 5th winner.
Oh.
Teenage young man coming across the line and taking pictures and straightening up his tie because he's going to be on camera. You know what I mean? Like those are just part of it, and we're watching him now go do his thing. And so
Seahawks fans are like, shut up, Kay, stop talking about Drake Maye. Talk about Seattle. Talk about the Seahawks. I know. As in regards to Super Bowl 60, all season there's been these comparisons between, of course, what's going on defensively with Woolen and company and then the Legion of Boom. So I'm kind of more interested in the opposite, Shaun. What makes this Mike Macdonald defense different from the Legion of Boom?
I feel like the defensive line, the whole defense as it was unknown when Legion of Boom was being Legion of Boom, but the D line, man, like they swarm. You get 4 or 5 different guys with 3 to 6 sacks. That's crazy. You know what I mean? And when they're taking a shot at it, but that secondary, they are. You don't have the voice of Richard Sherman. That's the difference between the two. Really, it's like Richard's would talk so much in front of everybody there, but the chippiness on the field, very similar. Very similar. I would say that there's some times where the multitude of corners that can go lock somebody up is higher now than it was. But Thomas and Cam, man, those 2 safeties were just amazing. So yeah, but I think it's the D line that makes Seattle's defense this year as special.
Well said. Last one for you. Super Bowl MVP odds. Let's take a look. Of course, the quarterbacks. It's a quarterback vibe. They're there. They're the favorites on FanDuel Sportsbook. Let's put them aside. Who outside of the quarterbacks is the smartest bet for MVP?
You got to go with Jackson. I mean, like, you put him in the slot, and the defense has to decide, okay, if they put him in the slot, do I change my defense and put the best corner inside, or do I risk it where he could run in motion, and now you've got the whole defense not where they're lined up right? So he's so dangerous. The OC has put him and Sam in such great positions to do that. I would love to see Kenneth get down, but I think Jackson Smith is gonna do what he's always done. You know what I mean? Go catch about 10 balls and have about 150 yards and a touchdown. And every time we need a big play, he's gonna catch it and be wide open. And if he gets that second touchdown, he'll win the MVP.
From your ear, are you going to the game?
I am. I'm going on there doing Radio Row Wednesday and Thursday, and then gonna go hang out with the team and the families and do all the stuff we do. Man, it's a big party, big family party.
Who are you most excited to see if like all the alum come together from back in the day?
Well, this is the 50th anniversary, so they had the top 50 players earlier this year,
right.
and going to get to see all the greats. And I still love, it's what we would call the old heads, Jim Zorn, Steve Largent, still love seeing those guys. But then like seeing like we call our little brothers, so go get to see Marshawn and Richard Sherman. I love those dudes and Earl. And so getting to go see with them and let them see what they feel when they retired. And remember when I was in their shoes, they're now in the shoes they were when they first met me. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So it's just as good. So I love hanging out with Richard, and him being around. He loves my sons and watching them play and giving them tips. So all that's going to be fun. It's going to be a big family reunion, and hopefully we win our our second Super Bowl, in Seahawks history.
It'd be pretty amazing. I will never forget first Patriots Seahawks. I will literally never forget it being in the stands. I think I sat next to Cliff Kingsbury, like in the stands, rowdy, crazy. At the end, I can't remember what was the name of the Seattle receiver that went off that game, Hamilton. Like someone that popped off at Chris.
Oh yeah.
He was having the most insane game. Chris Matthews. No, it wasn't.
I think it was Chris
Bryant Matthews. Chris
I think
Matthews.
it was Chris Matthews. Yeah.
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 Look at my memory.
Yeah.
I was like, who is this guy going off in this game? It was crazy. And then, the rest is history.
Here's me. I'm
that game, the one you won, I know, different one. But the last one that I attended was that one. But the one where you guys, unfortunately, did not win.
Yeah. New York was much better than both Detroit and Arizona. But
I remember that one, too. I think I was at some kind of a club in New York City. I had glow sticks in my hand, sunglasses on. I remember that one very well too. Yeah, I remember that one. I think Beyonce and Jay-Z performed the night before. That was back in the good glory days. Shaun, okay, we're gonna let you go. We appreciate you so much. I will see you at Super Bowl on Radio Row. Good luck to your Seahawks, and then have a good game, Drake May.
Yeah. That's how we're doing it. All right. Hey, thank you. Love you, sis. We'll talk soon.